Okay. Everything should be okay now? Maybe? Hello?
Production value.
Low production value? Oh, yeah. Hey, every week it seems like it's something new. This week I start the stream, it's going fine. Like the music's on, the stream's going off, and then OBS says, "Boop!" Message pops up and says, "Your stream key is invalid. You're not able to stream." And it was like, "What? This show is just live. How is it not?" I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on. So yes, we're here. Frag Logic 39. Another rocky start.
Awful.
Ah,
That's all we can really determine here.
ah. Ten says he had to change servers earlier.
Uh-huh. Just go and blame it on Twitch. I understand.
Uh, uh, See, this is anyway. I just okay. Let's just get into the show because I don't even want to. I don't even want to dwell on it too much because it's going to be a spiral of negativity today. Um. So, Colin, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Tonight we're going to be talking about Titanfall. We got some Sony, Microsoft stuff. We have AGL. We have, I mean, just a ton of stuff to go on. Colin's already shaking his head at the AGL comment. It's like, ugh. So, I mean, tonight's going to be good. We're going to start off like we normally do, talk about the weekend. I played CSGO with Tense. It was on Friday. I played a little bit on Saturday. Didn't play it all on Sunday. I played some Warface. I played some Loadout, and then I signed up for two betas, Project Spark. And Colin, you know, if you guys have watched, 2 weeks ago, I don't know if it might have been last week. We were talking about Project Spark, and Colin hurt my soul when he said that the beta's only available on Windows 8. So I kind of thought that I could play it on a machine that has Windows 8 that I don't have to download on my PC. So that'll work out very nicely, very nicely. And also signed up for the Extraction beta, which I played at PAX West this past event, and I thought it was pretty good. It was like a mix of Counter Strike and
Brink.
Brink. Yeah, I guess that would be the
It's
good
from
choice
Splash
there.
Damage. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's from Splash Damage, and you know, some of the comments that I saw from people on Twitter were like, as long as it's not another Brink, immediately. So I mean, you look at the gameplay; they don't even look the same. It looks more Counter Strike esque than Brink, but definitely some bad taste left in people's mouth from Brink for
Yeah.
sure.
That
Um,
Project Spark beta is supposed to start within the next couple weeks, by the way.
Ooh, yeah. So I signed up just in time. Just
Well,
in time.
if you get in the initial
No, I'm
wave,
getting in.
I'll
I'm
be
gonna
in.
listen. I'm gonna
I signed up
ping
like an
some of the
hour
devs.
after it went
You,
live.
all you have to do, Colin, the surefire way
Just
to
message some
get
devs on Twitter.
exactly.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, you know, I work in the industry. You guys want some whatever? Let's trade. Bada boom, bada bam. That's how you get a key. I know this process very well. I didn't watch any tournaments this weekend, although I saw you and Sundance kind of tweeting back and forth about Brazil. He said something about MLG Brazil.
Yeah, he's considered MLG Brazil. It's funny, man. That community just, I don't know anything about them, but it's just like they randomly will show the fuck up. And you'll just see a Twitch stream with 6,000 viewers in Portuguese and chat's going nuts.
Yep.
And they're playing some random ass free to play game every single time.
Every single time.
Sometimes it's League, sometimes it's Combat Arms, sometimes it's shit, there's another one which I just looked at. I'd never even heard of before. Just like, what?
Yeah.
And they're always like at a LAN. It's not even online. It's always like an actual tournament with a stage and everything. It's all propped up. It's just like, okay.
That's how you
You
do
guys
it.
apparently only come out for the big streams.
It's that
I never see it
underground.
otherwise. You know what I mean? Yeah,
That
it's exactly.
underground.
Brazil is the underground gaming league, truly.
Truly. So you know what you've been doing this weekend?
How much? I did some Warface as well. It's funny. It's actually slower than it was in beta.
Really?
Yeah, like they slowed down the base movement speed for sure. I actually asked a couple servers. I was like, "Is this slower than it was during beta?" And like 4 or 5 people every single time were like, "Yeah, I think so."
Huh.
So like I thought it killed a lot of the movement for me. I couldn't do the aggressive pushes I was doing before.
I posted up a bomb, plant the bomb game, went 17-8. And I've had some other games on there. I beasted, but
Yeah,
I
it
don't like
sucked
that you
because
can
like,
revive people. What the
yeah, it's
fuck?
annoying.
Why would you make that? That's and you not only can you revive people, but you can do it in like over and over again. So like
Yeah,
someone dies, you can revive them. They die again, you can revive that same person. They die
got
again, you can
camping
revive them.
bodies.
It's stupid. It's like Battlefield.
Yeah,
Bad Company too.
Bad Company. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I played Warface and then I hopped on CS:GO because I was playing Warface. I was like, man, I want to play some Counter Strike.
Yeah, that's what happens every single time.
So I booted up CS:GO, played a couple games. It was just like, yeah, this is definitively better. Which sucked because I felt like the movement speed was something that it had going for it before, where like you could do the slides and aggressively push like that. But now like they slowed it down, so you can't really be super aggressive.
Yeah.
And of course the maps suck because maps
Yeah,
suck
the
for
map
anything except for bomb. Like they're okay for bomb, but anything else is just horrendous.
awful. Team deathmatches. Just terrible.
No, it's a grind fest. Yeah. So I played Warface, CS:GO. I think a couple games have done. I haven't been playing as much as normal. I've been doing some other stuff. I think that's it.
Hmm.
And I watched a couple streams. I just been watching like random Dota matches here and there to see how the meta's going post patch. And it's pretty interesting just seeing how it's shifting around. But
Interesting.
that's pretty much it.
Okay. 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 Pretty quiet weekend, I guess, for us.
Yep.
What about you guys in the chat? I see you guys in there typing. What about you guys for the weekend? What all were you guys playing and stuff?
Frontlines is
Get
the most
ready.
depressing $60 ever. Frontlines was a blast to just run around and be joking around with.
Yeah, it's because you freaking won a tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I won the I played the tournament, but I also had fun just running around in pubs and going 60-1 every game.
I remember watching those videos. They were fantastic to watch. All
Pure
right,
fun.
so my first rant of today's show happens to be on YouTube. I went off on Twitter because I'm fucking sick and tired of YouTube right now, fucking up everything. All right, this uh, this kind of has been an ongoing issue with YouTube, and I'm not one of those guys that's like, I mean, there's some guys that every single video, most of the guys that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers anyway, you know, they're complaining that you know, they're down 5,000 views or sometimes 10,000 views or whatever, some magnitude of views that they weren't getting, and so that you'll always see them scream about sub boxes, right? And I rarely ever do that, although I have noticed a significant change in the amount of people that are viewing, but I mostly believe that has to do with the content that I'm producing, which I expected. Now, what I am pissed off about is the continued forced in your face Google Plus integration that YouTube continually asks. At this point on my main account, I just went ahead and did the Google Plus thing because they integrated it with top fans. So in order for me to use that tool, I had to convert to Google Plus in order to add people to circles. Very smart on their part, but not something I wanted to do. So I was pissed off about that. I went off on that a couple weeks ago. This weekend, I uploaded, and what I've been doing is changing around my schedule on the weekends and uploading 2 videos on Saturday and 2 videos on Sunday, spaced 8 hours apart. You know, I open up one at 12 and upload another one at 8 and do the same thing on Sunday. Sometimes I post one video on Sunday. Every single time that I've posted a video this weekend, and I think it started Thursday, and I saw it like maybe a couple weeks ago, I schedule the videos, it goes to upload, and then there's this little circle icon that shows that it's sending out to your subscribers. And I scheduled it at 12 p.m. and it ended up uploading and submitting to everyone, so to speak, and in terms of their submitting to your subscriber feed 2 hours later. I scheduled it for 12, uploaded it the day before. How is it possible that it can't be publishing the video when I schedule it to publish? That makes absolutely no sense. The thing that really bothers me about fucking YouTube is that they're owned by Google. These are the smartest guys in the fucking world. Bunch of engineers. What are they doing? What the hell are they doing? They keep adding on features and they're not fixing the things that they should be fixing. Basic functionality of YouTube you implement a subscriber feed, push your video out to your subscribers. The other thing that they do that really pisses me off is they have this arbitrary automated delete your subscriber base function that they added, I want to say last year or the year before, and it just deletes. It's supposed to delete inactive subscribers, inactive. But if you look at who they're deleting, you'll see people like, hey, for whatever reason, I was unsubbed from your channel. I didn't do it on purpose. I don't even remember I was unsubbing, and now I'm unsubbed. These are active people. These are people that are coming to you saying, hey, I'm watching your videos. I'm unsubbed. Fix your shit, YouTube. Please. It is getting on my nerves at this point. It really is. And I'm not one of those people that complains about it a lot, but this is just ridiculous. You keep adding more features to your service, and you're not fixing the existing features that you implemented. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm pissed. I'm pissed about it. I seriously am. I'm fucking sick and tired of YouTube right now. Like, I wish there was something else to compete with them so they had something to put them in check so they're not fucking the service up like this. Like, it went from good back in 08, 09, even before that, back when they got bought out in 06, and they had a bunch of competition, and then they were actively like, okay, we got to stay ahead. As soon as they get bought out, 1.5 billion, these fuckers just continue to fuck it up. Like, how do you have the smartest dudes in the world working on this shit and you can't fix basic stuff? Like, basic functionality of the website is broken. Basic functionality is fucking broken. I work with engineers. Like, they don't like having broken stuff. What are they doing?
You could always go to MLG Game Room.
Oh yeah, right. That would be fantastic, right? let me lose all my archive footage there. Yeah. I have never been so pissed at the people at YouTube and Google right now. Like, I don't get it. And like I said, the only thing that keeps these fuckers from fixing it is that they have no competition. They have no competition. Apple, make something, please. Microsoft, I beg you, please. I don't care. At this point, make something to compete with them. Just keep them in check. Like, this is getting to the point where it's getting ridiculous.
I have a Mythica.
Let me log into YouTube. Oh, do you want to sign up? No, I just said I don't want to sign up for Google Plus 5 times before.
Once you do it, it doesn't stop there, because now every time you go into YouTube, you have to pick your profile. So, like, you sign in, it's like, would you like to comment as Skyless VBI or Skyless or Colin Fogel? It's like, why are you asking me? I picked Skyless the last 70 fucking times. You've given me this fucking prompt. And now the new one is you go to Gmail and it has like a splash page for the new like one account thing, and you have to click sign in the upper corner in order to actually bring up the sign in prompt for Gmail.
Listen, managing and managing this from a business standpoint, yeah, from the studio standpoint, I had to do several different loadout accounts for Google Plus because it made multiple Google Plus accounts. I had to figure out how to delete those, make one unified one, and then the tracking for like the way they manage the likes and stuff, like it's all under one account, but you want to use one main account. I don't know. It's just a mess. Like, it's an absolute nightmare right now, and they need to figure this shit out. The smartest fucking dudes in the world for video are at YouTube, and they're fucking it up. I don't get it.
Just gotta take your stuff over to Daily Motion.
Blip. Let me go over to Blip.
Meta Cafe, was that the other one?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. All right, I had to get that one out of my system, but we got more tonight, guys. Tonight is just filled with old men rants. This is the old man rant version of Frag Logic. I feel like I'm on active reload right now because I am hot. I'm already hot. I'm sweating. I got on my nice Foul Play shirt. By the way, guys, this is a little plug for Foul Play. The t-shirt right here. Xbox Live arcade game. I met them at PAX. They were right next to our booth from the UK. Cool ass dudes.
Is that a curly mustache?
It is curly mustache. It looks like the Planters Peanut dude.
It looks like Total Biscuits logo.
It does, kind of. But yeah, it looks like the Planters Peanut dude.
Yeah.
Foul Play is the name of the game. All right, so Colin, you got the next rant. I'm just going to chime in. I'm just going to chime in because I already know.
for those who don't follow, there was supposed to be a AGL event this week, this Friday, which was really it's the only league left for Halo, I believe, right? Like UMG isn't doing anything with Halo. It's just been AGL.
I haven't been following it that much.
I think
I
they're
think there's
carrying the
still
torch.
a couple things. I
think
think
they're
there's
pretty
a
much the only
couple.
ones carrying the torch.
Yeah.
Or they were the only ones carrying the torch. So this weekend, 1 week before the fucking event goes, they cancel. And there's so much shit wrong with this, right? So 2 days before they canceled, they were pushing people to buy fucking team passes on Twitter. Like the last Twitter post, it's like, "Hey, team passes on sale for $100, blah 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 blah," and then the very next post is 2 days later. Yep, event canceled. You're telling me with fucking logistics of these things that they wouldn't have known that shit was going to get canceled? That is the scummiest thing that I have ever heard in my life. Scummiest thing. So going into more, the reason that they gave for the cancellation was that the venue they had picked, which was a hotel, didn't have adequate power in order to run the event, which is on its own reasonable. It's like, hey, okay, they didn't have enough power, so we couldn't run with that venue. But this was a case of just like the dumbest, the dumbest planning ever. So they were initially going to use eBash, which of course you and I are really close to because we actually ran a eBash center in Bloomington for a couple of years.
Yep.
Really close to the organization. They're building a LAN center in Indianapolis, which was where they were initially going to go. The caveat is that they're building it. It's not built. It was never built. It wasn't finished being built. They never even gave their word to AGL they would be built by this date. I guess they were in talks, and that was what the initial plan was. So when they announced eBash or AGL Indianapolis, they were going to go to eBash Indy, which wasn't built. So of course, the time gets closer. They find out that eBash isn't going to be finished, so they look for another venue, which was a hotel. They talk to a hotel, blah 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 blah, and then I guess recently, although it sounds like recently is probably a while ago, they got the word they couldn't do the power. So instead of scrambling to make the fucking event happen, because you have hundreds of people who have purchased flights, taken time off work, been putting in hours every night to practice, a lot of them switching over to Halo 3 to go practice again because you fucking made the event Halo 3 a month ago. So all these people just put all that time and money into it. Instead of scrambling to make the event happen at a different hotel or a different LAN center, you just fucking cancel it a week before. That is the most scummy shit. Now, on top of that, they haven't said anything about refunding team passes. The dude fucking deleted his Twitter entirely. I guess they had his phone number, so the community just been bombarding him with shit for the past 3 or 4 days. So it's probably the scummiest thing I've heard from the console shooter community by far. I can't think, like maybe like CPL doing some of the stuff at the end of their run was pretty scummy as well.
WSVG, some
WSVG, but I don't know. Like in that case, it's corporate scummy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in that case, it's corporate scummy. It's not like one individual just being a complete douchebag. Not to mention, not just an individual, but someone who's actually involved in the community pretty closely over the years and was kind of like running this specifically for the community. So for him not to scramble and bust his ass to make the event happen when he took on the responsibility, when all those people bought flights, that's fucking ridiculous. And I was angry. I'm not even going to the event. I had no... I'm not going to the event. I probably wouldn't even watch the event. I would have maybe caught the finals, right? Like, I'm not that invested, but just reading and watching Gandhi did a great breakdown of everything that happened, and then I went and read up on everything after that. And I was getting heated on everyone else's behalf because I know what it means to go to those events and to have some kind of cancellation like that and have to try to get refunds on flights. That fucking sucks.
Yeah. And that's, basically not being involved in the Halo community, but knowing that this happened is the exact reason that I was so pissed off. In addition to, these dudes. Like, we know these people. Like, it's not some off game, like League of Legends or something like that where we don't know the guys involved. We know them. And so when you have, like, personal ties to some of the people involved with this, it makes a difference in, I guess, how you kind of feel about it. And, Gandhi looked pissed in his video. But, it's just one of those things where we're not young anymore. It's like we've been doing this a while, so you know, if you're going to be the scumbag, like if your intention is to be a scumbag, and the red flags, I don't think you've even mentioned it yet. At least I didn't hear it. The players, some of the players haven't been paid out from AGL 7, 8, and 9, and these guys are way too seasoned to be like, okay, well, let's put our faith in this you know, Halo event because it's all we got. I mean, they're way too seasoned to let that happen.
That's really
so
that's on the player. Like I'm
that's
pissed
on
at
the
the players for
right
letting
there.
that happen.
But I mean, just to cancel this event, leave everyone basically ass out, and then this is what gets me, and this is what I asked Colin. I said, did he delete his Twitter account? Because that's always the sign. That's the sign right there that you know they're like, okay,
They cashed out.
They cashed out. You know that they cashed out. They're not even trying to save face. They're not even trying to, you know, interact with anyone. They took your money. They're gone. You lost all your shit. And that's the part that just gets down to, just deep down, that really pisses me off about esports in general right now, because that affects the legitimacy of it taking off to the next level. When you have fucking scumbags like this guy, Brad, taking your money and then not saving face and then just running away and taking all your money. That is what pisses me off the most about it. You know,
No, save shit that can kill a game, like
right.
competitively, like.
That is exactly right. That's the type of stuff that can kill this community. And we've already seen some guys like, okay, we're done with Halo. Let's go play Call of Duty. I'm just done.
I mean, you and I were talking, like, the cost it took for us to get to an event. We were usually going from event to event because we were like, okay, we can go and we'll probably break even, you know, and then they'll give us no money to make to the next one. So it's like people save up for months to be able to go to an event. Yeah. Especially teenagers where you might have like a minimum wage part-time job, but you save up to be able to go to the event, you know, and then now you have to get fucking flight refunds, which is fucking pain in the ass. So like I said, I think it's the scummiest thing I've heard from anyone.
It's been a while since I've seen some stuff like that. I mean, it's been a pretty long time, and I think the only thing I've gotten ousted on in terms of money has been from WSVG. For the third place or second place finish that I got.
Yeah.
And that was like $1,000. And I just never saw that. I've never seen that money. So I mean, and this was 2007. So what is that? Almost 7 years ago now?
Yeah.
And that's the only event, and that's the only time period where I remember things like that happening. 06, 07, you know, events were getting canceled, having to fight with online tournament organizers. But the other, you know, venue that this happened with recently was GAL SE, but that was online. All right, so
and again, like that's another one where I think the players should have been raising flags.
Right.
I said it on Twitter when you guys were talking about, like, a few people mentioned GAL SE as an example of it happening to the Gears community, but I have more difficulty having sympathy when there were signs before it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in this case, quite frankly, after AGL 8 or whatever, and they still hadn't gotten their money from AGL 7, the pro players should have been saying shit.
Yeah, they should have put them on blast then and there.
I mean, like, yeah, it's a bit of a shared blame, but it's 90% on the side of fucking Brad.
The reason that
I mean, it's a responsibility you take on. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's a responsibility you take on. If your initial plan doesn't work out, if your second plan doesn't work out, you bust your ass to make it happen. How many hotels do you think there are in the Indianapolis area?
There's enough that he could have found something.
Could have found something, right?
And that's what Gandhi's point was.
Even like, being honest and going to the community and being like, hey, I need you guys to ship it in $10 for a venue fee, and then we'll be able to make this happen.
Right.
You know, like, the community probably would have been like, hell yeah, okay. We're going to be a bit wary fucking next time, you know? But the fact that he didn't even try is just the scummiest thing, and he's not refunding shit.
He's gone. He's a ghost.
And he's gone. Cashed out.
A ghost. He probably changed his number. I mean, that is the absolute worst thing that can happen. I had lost my train of thought, but I was thinking about them trying to put eBash on blast, and
yeah, they're trying to sandbag. Like, they didn't take any blame at all on their post.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Zach actually saw this, because, you know, we know the owner. I
linked Zach because when I saw it, I linked Zach. I was like, hey, do you guys think there's anything you can do to maybe make this happen in Terre Haute? Obviously, the logistics of that are a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The one thing that the players have going for them, and this is why you can't say it's like, oh, the players have science, is that you're dealing with age groups from like 14 to 18 for the most part, right? So these are young-minded individuals. You're taking advantage of players and people that haven't been around for a while to kind of experience this. These are young guys. Some of them probably hadn't even been to a LAN, right?
Yeah.
So it's really we say 90-10. It's probably more like 95-5 or
Still,
99-1.
if you're a pro team and you haven't gotten paid from a league, and you've been to fucking 3 events for them, you gotta be like, hey, they're spending money to put this event on. We still haven't gotten paid. How are they going to pay us? That needs to be the conclusion. You need to raise the flag for the community every single time.
See, Elite, and
I know the thinking is, if I say something, then I'm not going to get paid. Like, that's generally how it goes.
right.
But I've never seen that logic pay out or work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And
if they're not going to pay you, they're not going to pay you.
Elite asks, can they arrest him for that? Not really sure, dude. I mean, it's really hard for me to determine what the legal ramifications of something like that are, because I don't know how the AGL League is structured, right? So I think if MLG did that, you could probably sue some people based on how they are organized, contracts, and there's a lot of legal ramifications there for them to try to cop out versus something like this. So I really don't know what you can do to him, to try. You might be able to sue him in like a civil court case for damages. That would be my first assumption, but I don't know if you could arrest him. I'm not sure.
All right, nothing's gonna happen to the dude. Calling it.
I don't think. I mean, again, the age group there, no one is going to take that. My mom might. My mom was might. But yeah, that's it on AGL. Like, it's a shame that it happened. I really wish that it didn't. I hate that it had to happen to the Halo guys. Not that I would want it to happen to anyone else, but this is just old. This is like new. The beginning stages of esports that this stuff used to happen. Like, this is like, we're beyond that, so we shouldn't be seeing things like this reoccurring at this point in time. And it only shows how far we still have to go in esports for this to be taken with some serious legitimacy. It's a damn shame.
Avoidance is a shared thing. Like, it needs to be on the players. It needs to be on more seasoned people to be like, hey, that looks shady as hell, which I've done for quite a few online tournaments. People have sent me a link and I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? I'm like, don't do that. Like, don't send a PayPal money to a guy that spent 5 minutes on a website, and like, this is their first event ever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, part of it's that. In this case, I can see why the community would trust him, but
Fucking scumbag.
yeah.
Makes me mad.
And I hope something happens to him. I don't think anything will. Even if it's not money, even if it's not anything, just through the legal circles. I hope something happens, but I don't think anything will.
We wish bad things on you, Brad, wherever you are.
I'm not going to post your phone number or address on Twitter.
Wherever you are, Brad, know that we wish bad things on you, and karma comes back around. It will get you. Trust me. We'll catch up to you in this life or the next, sir. All right, so no Titanfall on PS4. What do you think about that, Colin?
Knew it. I don't know. I'm indifferent. I do think someone posted on Twitter that it was a bad thing overall.
It was Siren?
There'd be less money, less sales for the game, fewer players.
I responded to that.
That's true.
It is true.
But the caveat, and I've talked about this repeatedly, is that when Microsoft wants to put marketing dollars towards esports, it's going to go towards the exclusives more so than it will towards games that are on all the systems.
Not only that, but his comparisons there are Halo and Gears, and both of those are, console specific exclusives. And they don't have audiences that can pull in the numbers that could be needed on another system. So let's say hypothetically that Halo 4 was on Xbox and PlayStation, not on PC. I still think it would be bigger, significantly bigger, but I still think it would not be big as if it was on PC because I believe that the majority of viewers for a lot of these streams are coming in from PC. That's my little hypothetical guess, thesis, theory, if you will, is that if you have a game on PC and it's on console, then you're actually going to get more viewers than you would if it was exclusive to both consoles.
I'm skeptical specifically because PC games historically haven't done well in the esports viewership base.
I
Counter-Strike's an exception, but Counter-Strike's an old game with an old fan base that's still watching. Like, it's not like they got tons of new, younger fans. It's all the same guys from fucking 7 or 8 years ago still watching. You know what I mean?
I agree. And here's where we kind of talked about this before. Not that I think that the Twitch integration is going to help this significantly on the consoles, but the ease of being on your game or on your PC, and you know a big ass tournament is popping off. You're sitting there playing the game, and you go, "Oh wait." Let's say Titanfall. Let's say Respawn is advertising this in game. You go, "Oh, this is on right now." Boop. I watch it, and I'm watching it on a PC. Versus when you're on the Xbox or the PlayStation, you have to get up, and people are fucking lazy. You have to get up out of your chair, go to wherever your PC is, unless you have it all set up nice and dandy like tents, or me, or you.
That might change though.
It could change. That's what I said.
Because now you got the browser on the Xbox One.
Yeah, you got the snap, and that could change. So you can still be on there.
If you can put a link in game and then just be like, boop, and then it's like,
and that works. If that. But if that interface is there, then I definitely think that will help for the consoles. But I would not take it lightly. Having PC as the other system that this game is on, because I think that those players would be interested in watching tournaments if they happen to arise. So, that's a fair point. I think the really interesting thing, because we're kind of deviating here about this, is that this is going to get me on kind of a rant, but not one that I will take too far. But I talked about it in my video that I had out before the show today, when I talked about the PlayStation's strength of IPs for first-person shooters. Shooters in general. Let's just say shooters in general. It's very lacking in comparison to Microsoft's and Xbox. And you could say it's the controller, which is my big, huge pet peeve with their shooter games, is that they just absolutely are horrendous. They suck. Completely need a shooter-centric game specifically designed for me in order to play PlayStation shooters. But none of the original IPs really stand out. Killzone, Resistance, Mag. What is really compelling there? And I know there's some Sony guys that are definitely like, man, I love that game. That's fine, but if you put me in a room and I had to choose between which game was better, and I try to be as fair and objective as possible, and for anyone that knows my character, I think most people can kind of agree with trying to remain unbiased. But if you sat two original IPs from the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 that were shooters, and you sat them side by side, I think 9 out of 10 people would be like, and this is a blind test, by the way, 9 out of 10 people would be like, this feels better to play. I think more people would say that than you would on the PlayStation. I just honestly feel like that is 100% truth. Like, there's a serious design flaw with the controller for shooters. It just doesn't feel good. So the fact that Microsoft scoops up this IP and they have it as an exclusive for possibly the first version of Titanfall, I don't personally feel like there's anything lost here.
I mean, it's really pointing to Microsoft having FPS on lock again.
Yeah.
Between this and Halo, like, just the combination of those two is pretty much all they need. I mean, last time it was Gears and Halo. And as far as I'm concerned, like this is just replacing Gears in the rotation for Microsoft promotion.
Right.
And Sony has still nothing currently.
I mean, and they don't even have a title that can compete with Halo. I mean, just Halo alone by itself, forget Gears,
As a
forget
multiplayer,
Titanfall,
yeah.
just Halo by itself dwarfs every single shooter, first person shooter IP on the
Exclusive.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Every single one. Halo by itself. Think about that. I mean, wrap your mind around that. Just the idea of Halo, the franchise in itself, is just everywhere. It blows everything out of the water from Sony. Just that one title. Then you add in Gears, you add in now Titanfall. I mean, it's kind of scary to think about it like that. But I honestly feel like if you're gonna,
If you're in it for the
what?
shooters, then
Yeah, I mean,
with the
you
exception
shouldn't
of the
even be
fact that,
looking at PlayStation.
and we're probably getting into this, but the exception of the fact that the multiplats are running better on PlayStation, there's really no reason to get the PlayStation over the Xbox as far as shooters are concerned. But there is the fact that multiplats are running better on PlayStation, which we can get to shortly.
Yeah. So I am excited that Titanfall is coming to PC. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. I am not happy at all with Xbox One's analog sticks, which I talked about shortly after I was at PAX. And so, I think there's a lot of room for improvement on both systems. And I think Vince Zampella, I never remember how to say his last name, but he seemed a little down that this deal was done. It was an EA deal to have it exclusive on Microsoft platform, so to speak.
It sounded like they just wanted to focus on one platform because they didn't have the resources. That's what I heard initially.
Well, that's what he said. He said it made sense for a startup, and that's what he used. He used the word startup. As a startup studio, this made sense for them.
Yeah.
But he says, of course we will, and it's implied, make PlayStation 4 games, just not the first Titanfall. So, it's definitely something that I think they're thinking about. I think they want this game to be successful, and having it on Xbox 360, which I still feel like kind of cutting that one out because it's not being made by Respawn.
Right.
That's not a Respawn title. So, Xbox One and PC is probably going to be pretty sharp, and honestly think that the PC one is going to be pretty big, despite what you guys are saying.
See, it needs to be on Steam for one.
No lie. Origin sucks. I agree.
It needs to be on Steam for it to blow up. I can say that pretty definitively.
Here's the thing, though, dude. I think,
And even then, I have my doubts.
I think that there is a fatigue setting in on some games, and so
There is no fatigue in the world that would drive me to boot up Origin on a daily basis.
I think there's some fatigue, dude. I honestly do. Just talking with people, like I said, there was this vibe, right? And I talked about it at PAX. There was this vibe that you got from Titanfall.
I think people are ready for something
People are
new, but
people are ready.
I'm not sure that's PC.
It doesn't matter. So what do you think the Battlefield community is feeling like on PC? Do you think that they're this is kind of like the same thing? Let me try out something different. Do you think they're going to be all gung ho on Battlefield 4 and they're going to play for the Levolution?
The thing with all the PC guys is like they'll happily just go back to what they played. You know what I mean? Like those, like if I want to go back and play Halo 2, I can't because it's online. But B, like I'd have to go switch. I have to go grab my Xbox, right? I have to grab my Xbox One to boot it up.
True.
If I want to go play Battlefield 2, I can just install it. I can install it, me playing Battlefield 2, and have all my great memories that I had before, and there's still servers up. So, like, if I'm a Battlefield fan who's feeling fatigued and doesn't like the way the franchise is going, let me add the caveat, as a long-standing Battlefield fan who doesn't like where the series is going, I would just go back to 1942 or Battlefield 2 and have fun on the servers.
Okay, that's
or
fair.
Or playing entirely. Like, I think that PC gamers are more likely to like stick to their game, and like they'll kind of float between iterations of the game. But I'm not sure that there's gonna be like some mass exodus from CS:GO and fuck. I mean, that's what is it? Team Fortress, CS:GO, uh, Battlefield, and
Battlefield, Call of
that's
Duty.
yeah. I mean, Call of Duty PC gamers are just like they've been getting shit on for years, and they're still playing that shit. Just taking it on the face every single year.
Still
So I
playing
mean,
Modern
like
Warfare.
again, yeah, exactly. You go back to COD 4, which is the one which they actually enjoyed on PC. Like everyone enjoyed COD 2 and Modern Warfare 4, whatever,
I,
and then
I don't
like
know,
they
dude.
haven't done anything. So I mean, is there be some mass exodus of Team Fortress players to Titanfall? Probably not. It's based on the free-to-play economy and hats and shits. Like that's what's keeping that community playing is the consistent updates and iteration. Is the Battlefield community gonna leave? I'm not sure they would leave for Titanfall. Uh, Again, like I think there's better options there. They still have an active game being worked on as well. Counter Strike just got a new game. It's accepted pretty well, but the guys that have been playing Counter Strike have been playing basically the same version of Counter Strike for
Long time.
7 years. So like they're probably okay just playing it for another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like
I'm not seeing the PC exodus of the FPS games to a new one,
I think there's a. I personally
especially
think that
one
there's
with
going
a
to be a fatigue coming.
console slant to it. You know what I mean? Like PC gamers rally around PC games.
They do.
PC gamers don't rally around games that are made for Xbox One and are ported to PC. Like that's not how it goes, right?
I don't, that's not a fair assessment because there are some exceptions. Battlefield.
Battlefield's a PC title.
I mean, it is, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's ported to the consoles. But
Yeah,
if
and
you're
they
saying
weren't
that
happy
it's
about it
one
with
way or the
Battlefield.
other,
Like with Battlefield 3, they were pissed about it. And this one they're saying is built for PC first.
okay.
I'm saying like, but the I've seen the PC community get riled up about games that are ported. Like unless they come out and say like, yeah, we made this game for PC and we ported it over to Xbox One, people won't rally around it.
I don't know.
It'll
I
do
think if
well. Like it's gonna do well. Call of Duty did well as well. You know what I mean? Like Call of Duty
yeah,
does well on PC, despite not having PC feature set.
I think if fatigue is
But it's
coming,
not gonna be great.
I don't know when.
The fatigue's already here. It's just I'm not seeing the exodus. I think that people will just quit playing. On consoles, it might be different because those guys just up
What
they
are you
upgrade, right? So
saying?
like,
Wait.
so here's the thing. Like as a console player,
Are you about to say that console
I upgrade to
players
the Xbox One. I
have
have
no
choice
loyalty?
between 4 different games. Like I can't go back and play my backlog. I have 4 games in front of me. You know what I mean? Like I can play Titanfall, I can play COD, I can play Battlefield. It's 3 games. Fuck, three games at launch. I have 3 choices in March.
Oh.
One of them is brand new, and then 2 of them are fucking sequels from ages ago. If I have fatigue on consoles and I have an Xbox One, I'm gonna play Titanfall.
Why are you talking about the brand loyalty of console gamers? You gotta.
I think they have the brand loyalty. I mean, it's just I
Sounds
don't
like
think
you.
you can go back. Like
No, it sounds like you were trying to say that they just want new shiny.
no, I mean, but they upgrade their consoles. Like console gamers upgrade consoles, and then they can't play the old stuff.
Sounds like you're trying to say they want new shiny.
Yeah, I mean they do tend towards the new shiny too. The COD franchise is a proof that console gamers love the new and shiny.
They they won't go back and play the better one. They just want the new shiny. Wait, no. You know what? You know who changed that?
You say
Titanfall.
Gears. All of a sudden, I mean, you could say the same thing about Halo. Those guys trying to do the Halo 3 revival. But I mean, has it been successful? Like going back to any of those games? Like
No, it hasn't. But they
I haven't
tried.
seen any community jump started in retrospect.
All right. So yeah, no. Long story short, PS4 guys get.
I forgot. You'll have 4 choices: Fighter Within, Titanfall, Battlefield, COD.
They'll get shafted by not having Titanfall, which does hurt. Uh, just trying to grow the community and the game, but ultimately, I don't really think it matters. Particularly because Microsoft's going to wrap up the shoot anyway. They're going to be on lock, calling it. So let's go to Sony Day One update. So this is one of those things where, you know, I think both you and I were kind of shitting on Microsoft a little bit. Although I think we were leaning more towards indifference than really getting upset about their whole thing during the summer when they were just DRM, all that stuff. Then they flip-flopped on a bunch of their policies and all that stuff for next gen. And the media just had a field day with Microsoft and Xbox One. And one of the things that I think kind of bothered me, because I think this was played up way more than it needed to be. Like, they were posting articles with, like, people, like, here's an example, and this is one I remember vividly. I don't remember who posted it. If you can find the article, please post it in the chat. And I'll go ahead and link this so you guys know what I'm talking about, where I'm going. That's from Engadget there. But there was an article I remember reading and some comments and stuff like, I'm a US, or I'm in the services. I don't have really good internet, so the fact that they're always going to be always on and I'm not going to be able to play my games, oh my god, fuck Microsoft. They were just playing that up, right? I'm not going to have access to internet. I won't be able to play any of my games. Oh god, fuck Microsoft. I remember that getting played up so much, right? So keep that in mind, right? This always on, oh, I need internet. Internet is so important now. Oh god, I don't want to have internet. Sony releases this information that you need a day one update that unlocks half the fucking functionality of the system. If you don't have internet, you will be playing half the system that you paid for on launch. You get me?
Literally half, because
literally half the fucking system.
You're calling this version 1.5. On launch, it's gonna go right from 1 to 1.5. That's halfway to this.
So if you out there and you were shitting on Microsoft for always on, oh my god, I need internet. Oh god, oh my internet. What the fuck? Like kind of, you gotta give some flack to Sony right now. You can't be like, I'm gonna buy this system and I'm gonna need internet. Oh shit, I can't play half of my fucking shit because, oh, I want to do this. No, it doesn't work. Oh, I want to do this. Oh no, it doesn't work. I need internet.
Granted,
don't fucking act like you don't need internet.
Most of these features do require internet.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously do.
I think almost all of them do, actually.
Every single one.
It's like you wouldn't need them unless you had internet.
But they were hyping. They didn't let you know that. They didn't be like, oh, you're gonna need a day one patch. They didn't say that up front. They waited until 3 weeks until the system comes out. Hey guys, guess what? You need a day one patch to update your system so you can use all this stuff we were hyping up.
There's a day one for Xbox One as well,
which is fine. Fine. Microsoft they weren't like, oh, you won't need internet. We already knew you needed internet there. This reminds me of when Xbox initially launched, and remember everyone was on dial-up, and they were like, oh god, I'm on dial-up. Xbox is launching and they're gonna have Ethernet. Oh god, oh no, what am I gonna? The fuck? Like, this is a technology industry. How the fuck you gonna be mad if you need internet? Colin.
Yeah.
Come on now, how you gonna be mad?
I don't see a world where you buy a next gen console unless you have internet. Like, I can understand if you have to like pack up and go somewhere so you won't have it. You know what I mean? So you'll take it with you, and you already have your updates, so it won't really matter.
So here's all the functionality that's coming.
I just don't see the point otherwise.
All right, it opens functionality for, it's a 300 meg download. Opens functionality for remote play. Remember they were hyping that up? Oh, let me plug in so my buddy can play my game. Remote play. PS Vita. I believe this is the second screen.
I think that's the streamed, where it streams to your Vita.
Yeah, that's the second screen. Share button. Record and upload Twitch to Twitch or Ustream. And also enables play as you download functionality. Fuck. Oh, remember that one?
Again,
you're going to be able to play your games instantly.
Almost all of those require internet connection.
They require internet, right? It makes sense.
With the exception of the Vita stuff.
Why would people
Where you
making a
can
big
directly
deal?
stream without
Is it? I don't get it.
with Wi-Fi. I don't know.
Colin. Not to mention one of the features that they were talking about. I don't think this is a big deal. No suspend and resume state won't be
That was like
functional
the quick
till who
launch,
knows when.
right? Like you
Right.
turn off your box, then you come back and it's ready to go
And so
because it just resumes.
the only reason I could see that people would be upset about getting half of a console and needing internet and saying, fuck Microsoft, is that Microsoft was geared towards games. Like, I think people had the perception that you could not play your games unless you were connected to the internet. So if I bought a game and I wanted to play offline, I wouldn't be able to play. I think that was the general sentiment of why people were upset about Microsoft. Fair enough. But at least have some couth. Play fair ball here and be pissed off a little bit that Sony comes out 3 weeks from now and says, hey, in order to unlock all this stuff, you're going to need internet. Oh God, I'm at this army base and
Like I said,
I'm in the remote
I personally don't
area.
think it's a big deal.
It's not.
I don't think it's a big deal because, like I said, all these like you wouldn't need to use any of these features unless you had broadband access.
I just don't like the fact that people act like we're not in an internet age.
Yeah, which I think is a bit different. I don't know. It's a bit different than not being able to play your game because you don't have internet.
Be fair.
Which is what the Microsoft argument was, that you just can't play if you don't have internet, which is how it was before.
Don't get caught up in the hype.
Which is
Be
what
fair.
Microsoft's Day One updates actually removing, is the requirement to be online.
Just be fair. Throw some shit both ways. That's my point with all this. Be fair. Okay? That's all I got on that. Unless you got anything more you want to talk about
No,
with getting half a console.
I just thought the version number was fucking funny.
1.5.
1.5. It's like they just skipped over 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Just go right to the 1.5. Halfway to version 2.
All right. Let me see what's next on the rants.
Battlefield. You got Battlefield, right? You just haven't played yet?
I got it. I have
I'm
it downloaded.
still going with the wait and see method on my end.
Yeah, it sounds like you're not
And
convinced. And
I
since I haven't played it yet, I
haven't been
want
convinced from what I've seen.
to. Battlefield 4 launch. PS4. I don't like that. PS4 X1. Let's talk about this. Well, we'll talk about the launch, and then we'll talk about PS4 X1. So the launch itself seems like it went smoothly. Everyone at work was worried about people not being able to play because every year,
Yeah.
everything is just smashed to bits and no one can play. So this has been probably the best launch of Battlefield I've ever seen in terms of being able to connect, being able to play, and not dropping out of servers nonstop. So I am very impressed by that.
I saw some server issues on PC. I was trying to watch It's Me JP stream, and he had like scoots in there and stuff. But they couldn't. It took like 2 hours for them to get the server set up on Battlefield 4. Like it kept wanting to revert to Battlefield 3 and shit.
Okay.
So like other than that, but that's really the only thing I heard.
Interesting. I haven't heard too many issues with the frame rate problems that a lot of people were experiencing on the beta. Waiting to see. I mean, I'll fire it up on my machine. I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, when after the show. But when I fire that up, that's the first thing I'm checking for, is to see if the frame rate is bad. Because if it is, it's not bad on Windows 8 as of right now. So
I wish more PC games did demos. I'd love to boot it up just to see if I have any issues on PC. Like an actual demo rather than a beta. Which is basically a demo. Where you say you fix all the performance stuff, but I can't really test it because there isn't a demo currently. I'm sure they'll do like a free weekend or something, but I'd like to be able to give it a try without buying.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, needless to say, so far everything seems smooth, which I'm very impressed with for this launch in particular compared to years previous. Now, I think where people were kind of upset right now.
Huh?
Might have died for a second.
I'm still watching.
I heard it die. Okay, if you guys say that it didn't die, I'm still here.
Maybe it did. Oh, there it goes. It just flickered.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Okay. Time Warner Cable.
It just flickered off. That intermission brought to you by Time
Time
Warner.
Warner Cable.
Time Warner Cable.
Fuck you. Have a nice day.
Looks fine to me.
The other thing that people have been in a big hoopla about is the resolution. So PlayStation 4 was running at 16 by 9, and Xbox One was running at 1280 by 720, which basically is confirmed that possibly a lot of the PlayStation games at 720p.
Other way around. Xbox games have been mostly 720.
Isn't that what I said?
You said PlayStation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Look, what is going on?
Your internet's capping out, man.
TWC! Why are you playing me right now?
That intermission also brought to you by Time Warner.
Thank you, Time Warner. Fuck you. Have a nice day. Anyway, yeah, PlayStation 4 is at 16 by 9. Xbox One is at 1280 by 720. And there was a side-by-side comparison that we saw with, let's say, XO and PS4. I don't remember what channel put it out, but the blacks on the Xbox One actually looked a lot better. I thought the overall footage of it looked better on that side-by-side comparison.
The way you said that.
Right now, it was so bad that it crapped out Google Chat. That little intermission right there, brought to you by Time Warner Cable.
Are we gonna
Fuck
make
you.
this to the end?
Have a nice day. I think we might have to just jumpstart to the end of the show.
I mean, the one thing I want to talk about Battlefield is that Diffuse has no time limit. Seriously? How can they look at like, hey, we need to make a mode that copies Counter-Strike and Call of Duty? Let's see. We got a bomb. Check. How many bomb sites should we have? Oh, 2. Okay. Check. All right. We need some small maps. Let's see. What should it be like? Should it be like 4v4, 5v5? 5v5? Okay. Check. All right. Let's see. 1 life. Yeah, I think they should have 1 life. That makes sense. All right. Check. But we have revives. Should you be able to revive a bunch? Nah, it should be like 1 life. All right. Check. So then they're like, okay. We missed anything? I think we have all the basic things. Let's see. We're not going to do a buy system. We have loadouts, so we don't need that. Looks like it's done. Stamp of approval. No one thought to be like, wait a second, we're missing something. That time limit. Right. Yeah. So now people are just sitting in the spawn, camping, from what I've seen.
What?
My audio got low again?
Colin.
Dude, your shit's checked.
I didn't do anything. Talk now.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Oh, I think it's at the same volume. You guys are just going to have to turn it up. You guys are going to have to crank it up. If you're on YouTube right now, crank up the volume right now because this show has just hit the shits because of Time Warner Cable.
I don't know how you did that. I don't know how this happened. The internet goes out a couple times, and then my volume is lower. How does that make sense, Gail?
I think Sony is mad. I think Sony's mad at me. I think Time Warner is mad at me, and I think that
it's the big conspiracy. Just the consoles are just like,
yeah.
Yep.
Some Sony exec
Talking bad.
DDoS him. Silence him. Fucking hate you, Time Warner.
That Google 5.
January 2014, I hope Google makes an announcement. But first, before they have Google Fiber, how about they fix YouTube so I can watch videos better?
It's entirely different people.
Nope. I'm just gonna, it's all under one umbrella right now.
The guys that come to your apartment to install, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing here? Not
listen. Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen. We'll walk in. What the fuck, dude? Fucking, I'm trying to watch YouTube. You guys are gonna install this. I'm not even gonna be able to watch fucking YouTube because of you fuckers. Yep. So, hope you guys enjoyed this show. Lots of ranting. We'll see you guys next week. Should be a good show next. Yep. Adios.